Welcome back to the pregame show. The RoughRiders hosting the Springfield Cardinals, the first game of a 3-game series, 6-game homestand for Frisco, coming off of 5 straight wins. And I'm joined here on the pregame show by new RoughRiders outfielder Joe Benson, who was claimed off of waivers by the Texas Rangers on Saturday. And Joe, a good start to you here in the Texas Rangers organization and your Frisco debut, your first couple games, back-to-back homers. You had the home run to end your first game that last at bat, and then started out with a home run the following day. It must be nice to start off so successfully hitting the ball, with a new organization. It must feel pretty good.
It's definitely a relief to get a couple hits. Wasn't really planning on hitting any home runs, but first day I just wanted to put some balls in play, maybe grind out a hit or two. The home runs, that's just part of baseball, backspinning a couple baseballs, but it's a relief. I haven't been this nervous playing baseball since probably my first few days in pro ball, and the whole weekend was pretty exciting.
Yeah, what has it been like? I mean, you're in a new clubhouse now after 6+ seasons in the Twins organization, where you come in every day more or less knowing everybody that's around, whether it's a guy that gets called up, you had seen him in spring probably. What's it like being around a bunch of new faces? How are you settling into a totally new group of guys?
Sunday was like the first day of school all over again. I flew into Tulsa, got in around noon, and I wanted to head to the ballpark early, try and beat everybody so I could introduce myself to them. But all the guys have been, more than welcoming. They all have smiles on their face, greeted me with open arms, and it was a really cool experience.
I'm sure hitting a couple home runs helps endear the guys to you as well, yeah?
I've kind of been the butt end of jokes of some home run jokes, whatever, in the clubhouse. But, it was a good way to kind of start meshing with the guys.
Now, I'm curious about something. I'm sure a lot of the guys asked you about it as well the last couple of days. You have a very fast home run trot. Is that something you've always done? You're basically sprinting around the bases. How did that come about? Did anybody ask you about that?
Before 2010, I had never had more than 5 home runs in a season. I started hitting some balls to right center, and right off the bat I would think 3, and that's pretty much been my philosophy. If I backspin a ball and I think it's getting over an outfielder's head, I'm thinking a triple. And by then, if the ball goes over the fence and the umpire's signaling home run, I think it looks obnoxious to break it down into a slow jog. So I just kind of keep the pace, touch home plate, and head back to the dugout.
The guys give you a hard time about that?
Absolutely.
I'm here with Joe Benson, one of the new RoughRiders outfielders, claimed from Minnesota this past weekend by the Rangers. And it must really have been a crazy weekend for you. You talked about getting into Tulsa on Sunday, but walk us through the timeline for you over the weekend. How did you find out that you were claimed by Texas on Saturday, and what was the next 24, 36, 48 hours like?
Well, Thursday, I hadn't played in Rochester, and after the game, our manager, Gene Glynn, had announced that P.J. Walters was going up to start Saturday. Knowing I was struggling, and I had struggled the year before, I had thought that, this might be the time where I'd be put on waivers and designated. Friday I didn't play again, so suspicion grew. And then Saturday morning I woke up, sitting on my couch, getting ready to watch some Sports Center, and 612 number popped up on my phone, and that's a Minneapolis area code. Rob Anthony had called me, told me they put me on outright waivers. And surprisingly, he also announced the news that the Rangers had claimed me. Not even 10 minutes later, Thad Levine had called, kind of congratulated me and welcomed me to the organization. And then there on out, handled a lot of phone calls, dealt with Paul Kruger, get some stuff set up, get my flight going. He told me I was going to get out a little later in the morning, but I had an 8 o'clock flight Sunday. Got up at about 5:45, ate a bowl of cereal, headed straight to the airport. I had a quick layover in Chicago and landed in Tulsa around noon, joined the squad, and I was playing that night.
Well, and you were a pretty highly regarded prospect over in the Minnesota system. You were pretty successful when healthy, especially prior to last year. A year you had some injuries and had some struggles at the plate, but the previous 2 seasons hitting 15-plus home runs. But what's it like now coming over to a new organization, having a fresh start, and does that help take the pressure at all off of being a guy that had really lofty expectations on?
I would really like to explain what happened with Minnesota, but kind of compared to running on a treadmill, I felt like I'd hit a wall. I don't know if it was mental or physical, but I was struggling pretty hard with the bat. Coming here, it was like, a monkey was lifted off of my shoulders. I had a fresh start, zeros next to my name, a new beginning, and I don't know, it was a relief to come over here just because the struggle and the mental part of it started getting to me, I think so. Started eating me up inside, and coming here, new faces, new teammates, new ballparks, new uniform. I think it'll all be for the better.
Well, the Rangers are an organization that we've seen even this year, stocked with talent at the major league and the minor league level, but showed that they're willing to put guys in situations at the big league level if they think they can help the team and they're playing well. Saw Ross Wolf last week make his first major league start at 30 plus years of age. What's the reputation of the Rangers? And when you found out that you were coming here, what were your thoughts about what your role could be here with this organization?
To tell you the truth, I know very little about all the other organizations. I'd been with the Twins for 7.5 years. I talked to some buddies who had played against and played with the Texas Rangers, and everyone I know holds them in high regard. I played against some of the guys coming up, Derek Holland and Craig Gentry, and played them in Clinton and some of the guys. To tell you the truth, I didn't know much about the outfield situation other than Hamilton had signed with the Angels in the offseason. But, they're giving me a second chance here with the organization, and, if they call on me to help and contribute, hopefully I can do my best.
Here with Joe Benson, a RoughRiders outfielder here. And one more thing I want to ask you about as well. Injuries have certainly been a part of your story. You've been injured in 4 different seasons. Last year, really, the biggest problems, you had the knee injury and also had surgery to the hamate bone. Some guys come back from that surgery and they don't quite have the wrist speed and the power. Where do you feel like your swing is now? A guy that definitely has some pop in your bat. Do you feel like your power is back to where it was before the surgery? What's your recovery been like from that surgery?
Absolutely. I'm a competitor, so when my hamate broke, I wanted to come back as soon as possible and get back into game action. Realistically, I probably wasn't at 100% when I had come back last summer, and I don't want to blame my struggles on it, but I never felt like the same person in the batter's box. I had all offseason to rest it. I rehabbed my microfracture surgery down in Fort Myers with Landon Tucker, our rehab coordinator, and it gave me a chance to take some time off the wrist. Not being able to do much swinging on my knee, it really gave me a chance just to rest, relax, and then coming to spring training, when I started swinging again, I haven't had any issues, and the hand and wrist felt great. Can't say I've hit too well to start the season, but I believe the power and the bat speed are still there.
Well, you've got off to a good start here. Thanks for your time, and good luck the rest of the season here.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
That was Joe Benson here with the Frisco RoughRiders. We'll be back with more on the RoughRiders Baseball Network.